A lot of my friends were dancers when I was a kid, so like having the perfect dancer body was something that was really important to a lot of them.
Growing up as anyone, you're surrounded by a lot of imagery and advertisements, and it's tough when you're in the locker room and you see all the other guys who have like 0 BMI and they've got like the abs that are just there because they're there, and you're over here and you're just like, I'll probably never have that. And so I really pushed myself, made myself exercise a lot.
In your early teens, you just want to be the same as everyone else. And obviously I was always very tall, very, very slim. And I just wished I was like average height and like average build, and a lot of my friends are very curvy. And I was never like that.
It's easier to answer what were my insecurities, because basically I was insecure about every single thing about my body.
I got teased a lot for being like a dork. Like for being, when I was like in like elementary, middle school, I got like bullied a lot.
Body image also, for me, had a lot to do with social acceptance, and I felt like if I looked good enough, then people would like me. So working out was trying to be a part of that culture.
In the sense of your body being social, I don't think I ever had any particular part of my body that I was never like, oh, I wish I was prettier or like skinnier. My comfort or discomfort with my body always sort of came out of this thing of like other people applying labels to me, like, oh, like you're a fag. Like language that's couched in a certain type of masculinity, like I wasn't like good enough and that I should be doing things. Like just something as simple as like, I like crossing my legs. Like if I cross my legs and I stand like this, there are certain types of people who are gonna see me doing this as an opportunity to shame me for doing that. Having to come to accept that is that the way that I'm in my body, more than my body itself, and the way that I am in my body and the way I inhabit it has been more conflict.
I used to feel insecure about how my hairs are very dark. Coming from Norway, I was one of very few dark-haired people at all.
It's funny because a lot of people don't expect me to have any body image issues because I'm very tall and very slim, like models or whatever, but you know, it's not average. And I feel like for a lot of people's lifetimes, they just want to be normal like everyone else, but I've come to accept that my height and my build is just how I am, and now I really like it, and I don't feel weird about wearing heels or wearing skinny jeans that just show off how skinny I am. It really doesn't bother me anymore.
I have really long, lovely legs, I like to say, and they're fun. I don't like my shoulders, I've got good shoulders.
My legs. Does hair count? I like my hair.
I guess I've liked being skinny, but at the same time I've hated it.
I started dancing and I started to explore my body in different ways and explore it as a communication tool rather than like social currency, and that really helped me see it differently, because when you're looking at the body as communication, it's kind of like you can have ugly chopped up sentences that have a certain aesthetic.
Got a short torso in comparison. I feel like if you took the top half of my body and the bottom half and separated them, like the bottom half is meant for someone like 2 inches taller and the top half is supposed to be on someone a lot shorter. I'm just like, the proportions don't match up.
My skin, I break out sometimes, like when the seasons change, like now my skin just goes all over the place. It used to be a lot worse when I was a teenager. I used to have pretty bad acne, but it's okay now. I have freckles as well, which I don't really like.
Coming here, a lot of people saw my muscular or athletic body as a threat almost. And so then I started to deal with the complete opposite kind of body confidence issues. You know, I'm a big guy, I like to have big movement, and I'd go to like a dance party and I'd be trying to dance and just feel like this negative energy coming towards me.
Sometimes I really hate being read as male. It's not that there's any particular part of my body I want to change or that I wish wasn't there, but it's more about perception. It's like, I don't want it to be automatically like assigned to maleness.
It's been a hard time feeling good in this body in this location, because I feel like I can't really wear tight shirts. I can't really wear things that make me feel stronger. And I love the physicality because I worked for it. You know, I have it, and it's a big part of who I am.
The other day, I got one of the Bennington compliments, and it was, you are a strong leader, your confidence is inspiring.
I had an ex-girlfriend's mother who once told me I had a very old soul. I don't really know what that means, but I kind of liked it. I just accepted it. I knew she meant it out of like sincerity.
I get people telling me that I'm quite smart in class and that, which is nice. I prefer that to my physical attributes.
It's tough to kind of delineate what is a body compliment and what's an emotional mental compliment. because people compliment my dancing, and that's formal, you know, you're creating forms, but it's still very much a body thing. There are things that I do when I dance that are solely because of the body that I have.
Probably tell her just like it's not a big deal, and also like don't ever mess with colors in your hair. Don't do the pink.
You are who you are, and your body is what it is, and it's okay. There isn't a perfect body, and even if it was, it's not something that you should strive for. As long as you're healthy, it's okay.
It's way more difficult being unique than it is being the same as everyone else. And that's something that no one can ever take away from you. And it helps you to stand out. And I wish I'd known that when I was younger.
It's so much more important to have that genuine sense of self than it is to blend and fit the like what is popular. Because there are 12 other girls with the same haircut and wearing the same pair of Lululemons and the same Uggs as you. But if you've got that really rockin' piece that you got from the thrift store down the street, and it's like, oh, I did some alterations, I gave it some bling right here, then it's like you're the only person who has that.
My message to the haters: you're not gonna break me this easily.
If you have something to say about my appearance or who I am, come talk to me. I had dreads last year and I got a hate letter in my mailbox. So like, if you have a problem, talk to the person about it. If you think that their hair is offensive or shady or whatever you're gonna say about it, having that conversation, you'll probably learn something totally new.
They probably need hugs. I think that like hating comes from a part of like external discomfort. They probably need hugs.
Like my body is one thing, but as a photographer, I'm also photographing other people's bodies. And as much hate as I've gotten for my body, I've gotten much more hate for the bodies that I choose to look at. I would encourage anyone who doesn't like my body or doesn't like bodies that I work with, if you don't like it and if you see something lacking, then you do it. Or at least want to begin that conversation of seeing their body in different ways. We're all walking around with our assumptions and our stereotypes. I know it's difficult to look at everybody as a unique experience. I've just challenged people to do the difficult thing and just see bodies as bodies and not bodies as horrible weapons or this intentional political tool to objectify and disenfranchise people. Let people enjoy the bodies that they have. Don't make them feel bad about that just because you don't feel like you can enjoy your body, because you never know until you try.